ASEAN calling on the US and Iran to continue negotiations for a permanent end to this conflict. Foreign ministers releasing a statement following a virtual meeting urging full and effective implementation of the two-week ceasefire. They also called for the restoration of safe, unimpeded and continuous transit through the Strait of Hormuz. The Philippines, on this year's ASEAN chair, making that clear at a press conference following talks. Today's meeting is the second in a month since the start of war end of February. Mariejo Ramos, who is covering this story for CNA, joins us live from Manila. Mariejo, what were the main points from the Philippine Foreign Minister's press conference?
So ASEAN foreign ministers met again today, exactly a month after the Philippines, the chair of the ASEAN, first convened a special meeting on the Middle East crisis. If during the first meeting they expressed serious concern over the escalation of the conflict, this time they called for continued negotiations for lasting peace following the declaration of a ceasefire on April 8 between the US and Iran. Maintaining energy security is still among the top concerns of ASEAN countries, but the meeting also explored the possibility of harnessing cooperation among ASEAN states, especially during emergency situations. So in a presser earlier, the Philippines foreign minister said they are looking to enhance information sharing on supply disruptions and policy responses. And she also emphasized strengthening cooperation in the region through frameworks like the ASEAN Power Grid and the ASEAN Petroleum Security Agreement, which allows for petroleum sharing and introducing joint emergency response measures during crisis. She also highlighted the potential establishment of an ASEAN foreign ministers crisis communications protocol that will allow for rapid consultations and information sharing during crisis among ASEAN states.
Right, Mariejo, you're looking at what ASEAN might do in an emergency situation on energy security, but individually different countries also doing their bit to tackle what for them is a crisis in energy supplies.
That is correct. We know that the Philippines has declared a state of national energy emergency last month and is looking for alternative fuel sources. And just weeks after that declaration, the government announced that fuel prices are projected to go down by several pesos starting tomorrow. In a press briefing earlier, Philippine President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. also said the government must not only try to improve access on oil, but also on food, from maintaining the supply of basic food products such as rice and corn to stabilizing their prices in the market. And to do that, he announced the removal of excise tax on liquefied petroleum gas and kerosene, which are essential for household cooking and lighting, and especially for low-income households in the Philippines. And he also said the government removed toll fees on fish ports and will be lowering tariffs on food imports as well. Vietnam has extended the suspension of special consumption taxes on fuels from late March until the end of June, while Indonesian President Prabowo visits Russia to secure energy and fertilizer amid the Middle East tensions. But despite the energy crisis, the Philippine government said the upcoming ASEAN summit will push through, but will be scaled back with a bare bones format, which means reducing over 600 preparatory meetings to virtual sessions to reduce cost.
Oh, thanks. Mariejo Ramos there, looking ahead to the ASEAN Leaders Summit, of course, that's due in the Philippines next month. Mariejo Ramos there reporting for CNA Live from Manila.